Okay, what do you want to talk about first?
No, I want to talk about his
No,
column.
we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about first.
He wrote a column today that was, once again, Peyton and he are, there's a little bit of a divide developing.
A little friction?
Between Peyton Manning and it's just, you know, it's like the North Pole and the South Pole of a magnet. They just will not come together.
That's correct. I'm not on board with Peyton Manning, and I was very interested to see this national debate emerge about his alleged eroding skills.
Oh, it's emerged.
Because, as you guys have heard ad nauseum from me, I think it was evident since last November that he's on the wrong side of that hill. He's gone over the hill. He can still have great games. He might have a great game Thursday night, but you don't know. He's a quarterback trapped in a Kevin Costner sports movie. He's an old guy spitting in the eye of Father Time and trying to be funny while he's doing it.
Yeah, look, I don't think anybody's going to argue with you that he's on the other side of the hill. No argument, right? The question is how far over the other side of the hill? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me ask you then. How far over the other side of the hill is he? What is he still capable of doing? And is he still, most importantly, is he still capable of helping this team
answer the question yourself
get
first.
to the Super Bowl? I think he is. I think we have to give it a little time. I think there are other circumstances involved here. There's no doubt his skills have eroded some, but I don't think they've eroded as much as some people out there are saying. I don't think he's a game manager. I think he is a little bit more of a complimentary player, but certainly not. When you say game manager, you're putting him in the same category with some of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
Okay, this will get you fired up. On Thursday, there's a distinct possibility in my mind. I'm not predicting it, but there is a reasonable possibility that Alex Smith will be the all-time quarterback. That means that Peyton Manning and Alex Smith could well be the very same quarterback on Thursday night. That the Broncos won't have a distinct advantage at quarterback on Thursday night. And that Peyton, on any given Thursday or Sunday, can be a Hall of Fame quarterback, or he can be a game manager. And you don't know what you're going to get. And the toughest thing, I think, for Peyton Manning, he doesn't know what he's going to get from week to week.
You ignorant slut. Could you, but, I mean, you have this constant theme, and I'm going to talk to you as a friend, as a fellow traveler tonight, as a fellow columnist. Is it possible that his skills have not eroded? It looks to me like his skills are the same they always were. Could it be that he doesn't have Edgerrin James, that he doesn't have Reggie Wayne, that he doesn't have
Marvin Harrison,
Joseph Adai, or Marvin Harrison, or a center that was an all-pro for 8 years, or a good offensive line, or wide receivers? Is it possible, and I brought this up yesterday, that he and Emmanuel Sanders are not on the same page yet because Emmanuel sat out all of the exhibition season? Is it possible that Demaryius Thomas, who I saw begging out 3 times in the game on Sunday, is still not in shape because he was spending too much time celebrating when he got his contract, and that maybe they made a mistake there, that he's not getting open? They're not even double teaming Demaryius Thomas, so they're seeing the same thing I did. Is it possible that Cody Latimer has just been a slug? He is not a participant in this player. That Owen Daniels has not shown us anything like Julius Thomas when he's healthy. Is it possible that this offensive line is the worst they've ever had? Is it possible that C.J. Anderson gets hurt and he's not Edgerrin James so far, that Ronnie Hillman can't take 30 carries a game because he's just not physically built to do that? Is it possible that it's not Peyton Manning, that it's the other people that are playing around him? And maybe Gary Kubiak hasn't figured out how to coach this team yet.
All of that is possible, and all of those are factors. And the biggest one to me is the offensive line does not have Peyton Manning's trust. And 2 of those 4 sacks on Sunday against Baltimore, 2 of them he got rocked, and 2 of them he went down and said, I'm 39, it's smart for me to go down.
Oh, but
now.
he's always done that, Mark. A defensive lineman for the New York Giants told me the 2 people in the league that are the easiest to sack are Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, because when you blow them, they go down. They live to fight another day. They are not going to be Ben Roethlisberger and try and pull their leg out, or Tim Tebow when he's here. They're just going to fight you off or whatever it might be. They accept that they're in a sack situation. I will say to you again, and then I will shut up and let the two of you have the rest of the time, whatever it is, that you've talked about this. He belongs in the pistol offense or the shotgun. He is going to get sacked all the time when he's under center. That's been the case of people that are under center. He's not going to get sacked when he's back there because he can get the ball back. When you got to spend that 1.3 seconds that he gets it off in, backing up, obviously it's going to take longer to get the ball away.
I think both of you have painted overly drastic scenarios. He does have 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers. Now they're not playing really well right now, Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. I'll give you that. But they are 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers. They're every bit as good as Marvin Harrison.
Maybe their skills have diminished.
and you're painting the picture that he is so far over the hill that only once in a great while will we see the old Peyton Manning.
No, okay.
I think when I said there are other circumstances, you pointed some of them out. There are a lot of circumstances at play here. A lot of woeful circumstances at play here. And I think we need to give this more time. I think we need to practice patience. We sound like fans right now. We need 3 or 4 or 5 games. And when you predict that Thursday night he might be the worst quarterback on the field, or he might have the worst night of the 2 quarterbacks on the field, I'm with you on that. But only because it's Thursday night and it's a quick turnaround and they're going to a tough place to play and this offensive line still doesn't have its act together and the Broncos are very banged up. So yeah, Thursday night he could look bad again, and this debate we're having now could be even more animated and louder than it is this week.
Absolutely, positively. Coming into the season on this show, I said Peyton Manning will be a Hall of Fame quarterback on some nights, on some games. But is it 11 times or is it 5 times? He's 0 for 1 right now. And if he's 0 for 2, then that's a trend.